The Flamethrower, oh baby, it's here. One of the 2 new weapons from the Fire and Magic update. We're rocking the flame glasses for as long as my eyes can handle this bullshit. I don't know if here. Let me just.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, it's not the best. But guys, this is one of the best weapons in the game. Permanent fire shot level 1 from the get-go. It feels good, literally from Island 1. If you've played with this weapon before, I'm pretty confident you know what I mean. That's just all there is to it. It's probably the best item in the game, or best weapon in the game at the time of recording. So that makes this build guide video, you know, the reason you clicked on this video, a little bit hard to do. I don't just want to tell you to grab the old holy trinity of arc shot, split shot, scatter shot like I've done in the past. If you haven't seen those videos, they're still pretty valuable. Go check them out. I've done every other weapon so far in the game at the time of recording. And I also don't want to be boring. I don't just want to say, hey, grab sharp shot. Grab damage shot. Yeah, those are helpful. They're very good, but those are good for everything, right? They're good for everything. So let's dig a little deeper and let's look at the facts. Fact 1. Uno, as they say. The Flamethrower does fire damage no matter what. I know. I'm already repeating myself from the intro of the video, but the point is that's always an option. You could even lean into other elements. We'll get into that in a bit. Maybe not ice. It's kind of stupid. You know, the fire and the ice would negate. But the point remains. It is an elemental powerhouse. Fact 2. The Flamethrower has a very short base damage range. So you either want to find a way to extend it or use that short range to your advantage. And 3. Trace. The Flamethrower has a very wide spread. Like your gaping asshole, okay? We'll see if I leave this in the edit. Probably a little bit aggressive. So either tighten that bad boy up or spread it further, because there are things that you can do and use that will be advantageous to one or the other. So right away, after these 3, we have 2 general builds in my opinion. We've got one that's a lot better for solo, be able to take on the strong enemies yourself, and then we have a good supportive AoE co-op type build. So let's take a look at the solo build first. Stick around for the co-op one though, because that's just as fun. I'm gonna call this solo build the fire hose build. Common misconception with fire hoses is that they just kind of spray everywhere. They just blurt water everywhere. But if you've seen a real fire hose, and if you're not a dumbass, you know that it's actually a very tight, long-range, powerful spray of water, really. But in this game, we're gonna make it fire because it's a flamethrower. So let's dive into what we want to do in order to turn the Flamethrower into an aggressive fire hose. Well, fire, obviously. We're gonna ignore the other elements, okay? We're not gonna give them a time of day. We're just gonna focus on the fire. So get more fire shot to increase the chance of proccing, which would apply fire stacks to your opponent. Get fire starter, which will increase the amount of stacks that are applied when fire shot procs. Get oil can, which will increase the damage to enemies when they have fire stacks applied to them, and extinguisher, which will deal damage once they finally extinguish. It's not called extinguisher. Why do I keep doing that? This is like the 100th time, maybe even the 101st. It's called hot steam. When enemies extinguish, when their last stack of fire goes away, and it counts down over time, it'll deal just an instance of damage. So that's going all in on fire. Great. But what about the hose part? We got the fire part down. Check that box off. What about the hose? Let's focus on extending the effective range, shall we? Now, our beloved long shot is officially out of the game. It's been out of the game. It's long gone. Noise storm stinky sometimes, okay? But we can still effectively increase the range with 2 remaining perks in the game. In fact, they're not perks, they're weapon mods, because I'm stupid, okay? Accelerating shot, which initially slows the shot and then it accelerates off, and it ultimately has a longer projectile lifespan, thus going farther. And fast shot. Projectiles literally just have a faster projectile velocity, speed, and they're less affected by gravity. Both of those combined will drastically increase the range of your shots. So now we're starting to look like a hose, but what about the spread? Well, remember, you can tighten it or loosen it. Obviously here, we're tightening that bad boy up. Just grab grip tape. That's really all there is. The spread and recoil reduction is the only item in the game that does that. Good job. You found the one thing you need here. And finally here, let's really crank it up a notch. Got the spread tightened. We've got the effective range increased. And we're focusing on fire. How do we really dive in and make it convincing that you're rocking a fire hose? Well, we're going to need to increase the amount of projectiles, but we want to do it in a tight way. There's only a handful that actually do this. Things like triple shot are great. Maybe square shot, maybe, but not split, not scatter, not bouncing, not arc. Those go everywhere. We want it to stay tight. Also, rapid fire or supercharge, just increase your rate of fire. That'll help. And if you get some RNGs, this help as well. Maybe firepower, which is an additional projectile per time you pull the trigger. Or double tap, which effectively doubles your damage. It's a chance to deal damage twice with that projectile. All of these things are going to take it from good to great. And congratulations, you're now obliterating every fucking enemy the game can throw at you. I still haven't played Altered Chaos, but I guarantee in a couple months or however long it takes, hey, I'm taking my time. Relax. Hey, let me enjoy the game. Relax. I'll get there when I get there. And I'm confident when I do get there, I'm going to be able to look back at this video and say, hey, I was right. Because this is literally free Nammo wins. And I know UC, Altered Chaos, is a lot harder, but come on. This has got to be probably one of the best builds in the entire game. Period. But Furnace, you idiot. I'm playing with my boys. I'm playing co-op. All right, fine. Relax. We'll get into the second build. We're going to call this motherfucker the Bob Ross build because you're going to be painting the entire map with elemental debuffs. Spread, not tight. Loose, like you. It's the second time I used that joke, baby. Was it funnier? Comment down below. But yeah, pretty much the polar opposite of the fire hose build. We're going to want to literally do everything different. So instead of focusing on fire, nah, we're painting. Random shot. Yeah, I know. Shut up. Don't fucking comment. I get it. It can ice technically, but then there's still fire shot built in. Those would negate. I know. It's a risk I'm willing to take. Calculated, okay? Stack random shot. Go nuts, baby. I do not care. We want as many status effects as possible and grab all of these supporting elemental perks. I listed a bunch of fire ones for the fire hose build. There is the same thing for poison, for lightning, and for ice, although avoid the ice ones, obviously. And then, arcane now. So just grab them all. Find them. There's a Wikipedia page. Go check it out if you would like to know exactly what those perks are. I'm not going to list 15 items right now, okay? Now to part 2 of the build, the range. There's tons of perks in this game that take advantage of close range gameplay, so let's use them. We've got Danger Close for a close range damage buff. We've got Personal Space that translates close range kills into additional max HP, and we have Snatcher, which will do the same thing, translates close range kills, but into crystals this time, so it's an econ part of your build. Now, third and finally, the spread. And unlike my sexual preferences, we want this shit loose, all right? I'm talking a hot dog down a hallway. You've heard the joke, and I've just said it again, so now you're reminded of that joke. I'm still in middle school. Anyway, the wider the spread, the better in this case. There's pretty much only a couple things you can grab here. Blind Fire will literally increase your damage but widen your spread, and you might as well get Trick Shot. That's going to incentivize you not to aim. Most weapons, I think the Flamethrower, when you aim, technically the spread gets a little bit tighter, just a little bit. So we're going to incentivize hip firing, and Trick Shot is a damage buff when you're hip firing and a decrease in your damage when you aim down your sights. So just hip fire, baby. Pretty straightforward. And finally, with projectiles, let's crank it up a notch, or 12, really, and find every single projectile increasing. Kitty made a noise. You okay, Chai? I think he's just jumping around, being a little dumbass. He just refuses to enjoy his little bed area because there are lots of other better bed areas, and I'm kind of yelling. Anyway, all the projectiles in the world, grab them. I mentioned triple shot in the last build, the fire hose build. That works here, but also, yeah, arc shot, split shot, scatter shot, bouncing shot, fuck it. They'll bounce around. You really want to go crazy? Throw aura shot on there. I did that once. It was actually really strong. Doesn't make sense to put auras on a flamethrower, but it works. Cause as much chaos as possible. Chaotic shot. Screw it. Who cares? Grab it. He's on top of the printer and it started printing a page. How does that even happen? Also, I'm bumping my entire desk. God. I don't know if this is a message from the higher-ups, but is this a warning? My cat just printed this. Like, is this an ink test? Except it's just wasting all the ink? And he's still on top of the printer. Get off! Stop it! Where was I? Projectiles, get a lot of them, you're gonna be good. Now at this point, it's the opposite of the fire hose build. Fire hose, tight spread, long range, fire only, lots of projectiles, but still the tight ones only. You're gonna be doing a lot of damage to single targets. You're gonna be able to take out those elites, those bosses, those strong enemies. Then we've got the Bob Ross. We're painting the field, widespread, short range, random shot, and projectiles, but the crazy ones. The arc shots, the split shots, the chaotic shot, balancing shot, aura shot, whatever you want. Craziness. Just aim at the ground in front of you and in front of your teammates. Splash puddles of elements everywhere. Cake it on every single opponent. You're not going to get a lot of kills, but you are going to help. You're going to be poisoning them. You're going to be chain lightning around to reduce their health. Damage over time through fire. Damage over time again with arcane. It's gonna add up over time. Your score is gonna be insane, and your teammates are gonna thank you. As always, with both builds, general damage increasing mods and perks and everything. We got collector, gemstone, checklist, power armor. You know the vibe. If you played this game, you know what those are. If you don't, there you go. And get your health up. Never neglect health. I say it every video. Econ, same thing. Say it every video. It's not worth going into every single time. Make sure you're well-rounded beyond just your weapon mods. I'm a broken record. All right, so there you have it. The Flamethrower, the best weapon in the game right now. I'm gonna have to redo the tier list here pretty soon because a lot of things have changed since the last time I did it, but still pretty good video. Go check it out. If you liked this video, like the video, it does help me out, YouTube algorithm and whatnot. I don't know, in theory it helps. Just, hey, you know what, let's test it. Go down there, see if we can get a couple hundred likes on a video. And subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more Crab Champions content. Maybe even ring the bell. We get little notifications that I don't think they work properly. I don't think they've ever worked properly, but maybe you'll get one, and that'll be pretty cool. I'm gonna start peppering in more variety. If you're still here, maybe you like me more than just the crab stuff, and maybe you'll watch the variety stuff. Always open to feedback. Let me know what you want to see me play, and let me know if you want to see me even dabble into some more React stuff. I say more React stuff, just React stuff. Period. Nope. No. Kitty. Hi, you're very cute. But that shelf is holding on by a thread with the computer on it, and you on top is not gonna be good, all right? Speaking of Bob Ross, look at this paintbrush. Look at that. It's a foxtail. It's insane. The cutest little cat ever. He's like 5 months now. Okay, no? You guys can't really see, but I got some like sound panels behind the monitors on the wall, and he thinks they're like little scratching posts or climbing gear or something. Okay, yep. Avoid the keyword. Okay, yeah, right on the audio. Yep, okay. All right, with that one, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.